So I went through something in my life. I don't want to call it a spiritual experience, but it did lead me to understanding most things that many people can't. It had a bad side because it led me away from my family, and this was not by choice. It was just the path that was meant to happen. And most people would be like, huh, so have we experienced the same thing that you have? But no one really experiences the same experience in life. Therefore, there's so many stereotypes in life, including one that is called the kingdom of heaven is within us, so we should love each other, which is a big lie. Because I don't want to say those in power, but those who lead the example of others really don't apply these solutions in the real world. So there's so many ways that the Christian or the mind that is reaching for, I want to say to God. Yesterday I said there's no ticket to heaven, but there is a chance to practice righteousness, to try and as much as you can. Two, thus, if you realize that no one can read into your heart and your mind but God, no one knows your heart. This reduces the chance to explain everything or to feel like you're in this boat that's out of control. Or to feel like anyone else in this world, not even Plato or anyone who existed or is to come, not even your children, even a twin, an identical twin, no one experiences the same thing as anyone else. It's written in the Bible that not even one hair strand is similar to the other, not even a blade of grass or a fingerprint in the whole world. So that just shows you that there is a lot to be bold about and to really not fear anything in the world, because you will be tried. Now, if sticks and stones don't mean nothing, so do images and imagery. And the more you are tried, the more you shouldn't give in to it. The more you should put your phone down, the more you should try and stay quiet as much as you can. And the more you should boldly step out into nature and be yourself fully. Because you'll be tried with all the agendas. I believe that all lives matter, and so many other things that would be contrary to what society today is being made to believe. Therefore, don't be afraid to walk differently and be alone, because God is always with you. Long as you fight temptation, and as long as you dare to be yourself, as different as you are. Now, when I talk about the family thing, it's funny because even the family that I don't talk to or have been distanced to, anytime there's a chance to talk to each other, we have a conversation like we saw each other yesterday, because where we left off is where exactly it is. All they've had is gossip and rumors, on the phone, however else, on written form, but nothing ever really, no one knows the heart, basically. So nothing changes. Thus, I walk with my head high, knowing that I'm living life uniquely as anyone who walked on this planet. Thus, it is nice to know yourself and to cling to who you are to the end. Respect is really important, as I've learned, because there's going to be differences between people, even as close as you might be with your family or with your friends. There's bound to be differences, because remember, the temptations never stop. But the more you know yourself, the more you can actually acknowledge what's going on and fix it, and respect plays a big role. You don't have to change nothing. You just have to respect others in the form that they don't ever affect what you say, that your emotions are under control and you're dealing logically rather than from a place of emotions. because fire just brings more fire. And as much and as good as it is to find revenge or take revenge, it is much better to, harder, but better sometimes take the suffering that comes to you in the hands of other people, knowing that you'll give all your anger and all your everything that doesn't serve you, feeling like you are going to serve yourself or help yourself, and leave it to God. For when the revenge actually happens, it's not you who took part in it. This involves letting go of any thoughts of feeling happy for anyone else's downfall and things of this nature, knowing that everything is under control and not your control, but God. So yeah, there is a lot of fear again, which is an illusion in the inside. As long as you know what you're doing, no one in the outside actually knows. And what may seem like folly could be genius in itself because it's one of a kind. That's the beauty of it. Alrighty.